truly, we're never going to do a podcast on them because
The culture wouldn't be the same without them.
Culture, the anime culture will not be the same without them. You're right. Truly, those shows have saved the anime culture in ways that we can never touch them because we can just not bask in their glory. You can't critique High School of the Dead.
It's impossible. It's
impossible.
It's a touchstone that just just the critical ends just can't be there.
Like, can you give 2 thumbs down to Citizen Kane? No. You can't give 2 thumbs.
Anyway.
No, yeah, we're talking about Toradora.
Toradora.
An anime.
We watched the anime.
So we may have some new listeners because this is, I would say, easily the most popular show we have ever watched. Popular, in the culture. The Pantheon is High School of the Dead and Sword Art Online.
We've debated this before. I could see debate between.
Sorry, we debated it in 5 hours ago. We debated it 5 hours ago when we tried to record.
I'm just saying there's an argument that could be made.
I'm not going to... One's a better show, I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, yeah.
Do you say that because of time, or one's a more recent show?
I don't know. Maybe it is a time thing.
I don't know. This show... this show I've seen spoken a lot, with Haruhi and Clandad and other Angel Beats. Truly, the pantheon of anime.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, if you never listened to the show before, we watched the show and we're going to talk about it. Spoilers, maybe at the end we're going to talk about the culture around the show, but we're not going to get into the history. But just, we want to do a podcast where we talk about anime.
Yeah, we like that anime sometimes.
Most times.
Most of the times.
Have we ever watched the bad anime?
I have to think back. Oh, we did watch a bad anime. It's just it never got put up.
Truly, the second best romance harem of all time. What was that show called? That was Haganai, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was our test episode. I still have that somewhere.
I do. Yeah, me too.
So we talk about the show?
Yeah, we should.
So, if you don't know, Toradora is from 2009. It was from JC Staff. It was directed by Tatsuyuki Nagai, who directed A Scientific Railgun, Anohana, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans. Perfect for any romance.
Yeah. That's a pedigree of romance there.
Wait, Anohana is a romance, though, right? You've seen that show.
It kind of. I don't think it's the main focus, but I think I believe there's romance in there, although I don't remember really.
Okay. Well, the writer is Marie Okada, which you've probably heard about. She's one of the most famous green writers in anime. She wrote Kizunaiver, A Woman Called Fujiko Mainline, Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, and last year she directed and wrote the movie When the Promised Flower Blooms, which a lot of people really love. And I've been meaning to watch.
I never heard of that.
It's it was kind of the middle movie. Everyone heard about Mirai, because I was the person who directed The Girl Who Jumps Through Time. But this is the one right underneath that. It did get a release, I just didn't go see it. And Marcy, who was the original author?
Yuko Takamiya.
Okay. Thank you, Mercy. That's what she's here for, folks. Saying the names I don't want to say. Yep,
it's in my job description here. I do it with pride.
So this show is more of an episodic thing, I guess. And so
yeah,
but it's episodic, but the last 2 minutes gives you a character detail that's important for the plot. So instead of summarizing every single episode, because that sucks, I'm just going to give you a basic premise tell you the relationships that progress and then the ending. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. So the show stars Ryuji. He is in the second year of high school. He lives with his mom. His dad is gone, but his dad had like a Yakuza face, which he got. So he's kind of like thought of as a delinquent a lot of the time. He's best friends with a guy named Kitamura, who is like the vice president of the student council. He's like upbeat and nice. He has a crush on a girl named Minorin, who's energetic and random and fun. And then he meets a girl named Taiga, who's also like a delinquent in the school, who's best friends with Minorin. And then they kind of just anime hijinks ensue, and Ryuji they both kind of learn about their crushes, and they promise to hook each other up with their respective best friends. And that's kind of the whole basis of the show. And, and there's another girl whose name is Ami. She is kind of manipulative and acts like an airhead. And just the characters, Ryuji likes Minorin. Taiga likes Kitamura. Ami likes Ryuji. And Minorin likes Ryuji. But later on in the show, Taiga falls out of love with Kitamura and falls in love with Ryuji. And then Ryuji falls in love with Taiga. And that's the end of the show.
Yep, there it is.
Anime hijinks ensue for the whole show.
Do you have hijinks? I sure do.
And that's the anime.
That's the anime. That's it. Thanks for coming, y'all.
I mean, we're going to go into more detail about plots when we want to talk about them, but who cares about the beach house arc? Like, I'm not going to sit here and spend 10 minutes describing every single arc as, like, anime hijink that ensued.
No, hijink need to touch upon, but I think we could, like, touch on, like,
we'll talk about
each arc that's there.
I mean, we'll talk about the stuff we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Mercy, do you really want to talk about the pool arc?
No, I mean, like, that arc is only meaningful for, like, a moment, and, like, that's it.
2 episodes to get the 1 minute moment.
Yeah.
I mean, they're, like, important because, the characters get closer and stuff, but it's like, I don't fucking...
Oh, actually, no. I think that moment before, like, when they're at the pool and, like, training and stuff, and then, like, it starts to rain. Well, that's kind of
if you want to talk about it,
kind of meaningful moment.
But I'm the host, and I'm going to put some damn structure in the show.
You can lay the law down.
I'm laying the law down. I've been listening to a podcast, which I'm not going to call out. It's hosted by someone whose name is, I'm going to take a name out, Ratic Blepik. It's a recap podcast. He just kind of lets everyone just talk freely. No, we're going to do a little structure here. So let's... What?
Oh no.
Okay. We should probably talk about Ryuji and Taiga first.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, I will say, like, that podcast's strength is that they have a bunch of smart people on it. We need a little structure here.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, we don't have any Austin Awkers on the podcast.
No.
Or Adelie Dotsons.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Austin Walker, come on, talk about Toradora.
Austin, please.
Austin Walker, tell us about Toradora.
What's your ship?
How do you feel about Ryuji and Taiga? Austin Walker and Mercy.
Oh no. If you want to get into it here,
Yeah, we're 10 minutes in, so yeah.
Yeah. Ryuji and Taiga, the main driving force of that show. From the very beginning to the very end.
Like, the show opens on, it's like, oh, there's 2 birds, and then it cuts to them, and it's like, oh wow, they're in love.
Yeah, the show is, like, basically telegraphed that they'll end up together, like, from the start.
It is called symbolism.
I like the good meaty symbolism.
I like basic. How do you show Ryuji and Taiga?
I mean, I feel good about them. Oh, like, oh no, like, I can't talk. Like a very nicely well written, like pretty well written couple.
Can you rank me your head couples?
Oh no, you can't do this to me.
This is the point. This is why I come to the podcast.
You can't do this. No.
Yeah, I do. This is why I do. This is why I like to do the podcast.
Can
you give me? You know, okay. You don't have to rank them. Okay, you don't have to rank them. Give me 3 though. That would be like a top 3. You can do sitcoms too. I'll let you do sitcoms and anime.
No, I'm sticking with anime. I have to.
You don't want to talk about like Niles and Diane, or Niles and Daphne from Frasier?
Nah, I can't say.
You're not a big Sam and Diane fan from Cheers?
Nah, that's never struck a chord with me. I just don't believe it.
You don't believe in a place where everyone knows your name?
Okay, let me think. Okay, off the top of my head, Chuni.
Okay.
Comic Market. I'm trying. I need to think.
You only get 1 Kamini.
Come on. Okay, I'll have to go Chuni then.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I need to see Chuni again.
Yeah, we do. We should have watched that.
Chuni good.
Chuni is. Do you just want to pause the recording and go watch like 12 episodes of Chuni?
It's 12 episodes of Chuni, right? Yeah, intermission. Quick intermission here, y'all.
Okay, 2 more.
Following with us, you have to watch 12. You have to watch 12 episodes of Chuni before you can continue this podcast. No one watches
the show when we record. We don't have the clout to like get people to watch 25 episodes of Toradora. 2 more. I'm ready.
I gotta try to remember in my head.
And that's why this is the best romance anime ever made.
Exactly.
Watch Moto.
Watch Moto.
Improved.
I wasn't blinking so hard there.
What?
I wish I wasn't blinking so hard there.
No, it's fine. It will illustrate the point of a topic, our third topic today.
Okay.
Ryuji, I like Ryuji and Taiga, I guess. Like, I think, like, they're cute together. Like, they're both good people, but they're, like, kind of shitty in a way that I enjoy watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that. I don't know. They're, like, the whole show is about them learning to understand that, hey, they're really good for each other, and that's pretty cool.
Like, building up each other's strength in a way. Like, because they each, like, see themselves as, like, fundamentally flawed people. So that's, like, the whole thing with the show is they gravitate towards, like, people who are, like, they see as amazing. And so I enjoy these people who are kind of, like, not, like, anime protagonist amazing, but not, like, sit-backs. Like, I feel like it's either amazing protagonists or dirtbags. And I feel like they kind of filled a good middle ground.
Ryuji is very wholesome.
Ryuji is he's a good like boyfriend. He cooks, he cleans. But he's kind of like
he just takes care of a lot of things.
Taiga's good. I like Taiga a lot.
Taiga's I think the most distinct character here. In terms of like,
yeah, I would say that too.
I don't know. People look very fondly on Taiga as a character.
Why?
I don't like. She has like a personality. She has like. It's like just like. I don't know. I guess if you really want to go into it, like people have these like debates over.
Have we?
Is she? No, I mean,
okay.
People have like these arduous debates over. Oh, is she like a tsundere?
No.
What?
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
Yes.
That's a thing people say?
That's what I mean, I know
No.
that now.
What? Watch a show before 2005.
Maybe not origin, but like when people think of a Tsundere.
Well, yeah, okay, I get that. Like their first student there. I don't even think Taika is like that much of a student there.
Like she's like a very like she's like secretly respectful person.
Yeah, the thing with a student like that is that specifically with people they like their city too. And after a certain point, like she stops being shitty, and not after she falls in love, like points in the episode, like she kind of stops being like really shitty to Ryuji, but more like playful shitty because she doesn't know what to do. Like she can't really live by herself, and she doesn't know how to be kind to people, and that's the arc. Like she is like very nice to Minora, and she's very nice to like Kitamura. She doesn't like Ami, which is fair. And she shitty to everyone in the class because everyone in the class is shitty to her. Like that's her defense.
Yeah, her like everyone looked at her with like, actually no, it was fear because she was the tough person.
Yeah,
in school.
like
also her and Ryuji at first because Ryuji had
the face thing.
Yeah.
I like Taiga a lot. I guess I'll say like the best part of the show is like the three characters I like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Which for me is Ryuji, Taiga, and Minoren. Kitama, I can take or leave. Ami is really interesting on paper, but I don't think she worked for me. I like
We could talk about that later.
I like the mom a lot. That's it.
Mom's great.
Mom's great.
Although, there's one other character that's very important that I can't believe you neglected to mention.
Inko?
Yeah, Inko.
Hellbird. Fucking put him in a stew and eat him.
Jesus.
Jesus. Fuck the bird. Fuck that bird. This show is annoying a lot of times. Fuck that bird. Fuck that bird.
I don't know why that bird's there.
Fuck that bird. Fuck the 4 side characters in their class. They all suck. The teacher, not that great.
Teacher's good. Come on, I'll defend that teacher.
You can defend the teacher. You can defend the sad 35-year-old spinster cliche.
I will.
Always.
She deserves a good life.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about like specific like what was your favorite Yuji and Taiga like moment?
I gotta think about that.
I can go. I guess we'll talk a little bit more about like their arc. Like I think the show. One of the things I was most surprised about the show was how fast it moved. Like first episode, fucking established it, great. Second episode, great. Like, and at the end of it, like Taiga confesses, but then the show kind of like, then the guy kind of read the script and I'm like, well, you're supposed to be Ryuji. Like that's kind of mean to say read the script, but that's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, like, oh no, Kinemura and Ryuji were friends. So he was like, hey, I've seen you and Ryuji hang out there. I think y'all be great together.
And also, he had a different crush at that time, too.
Yeah. And also, there's that backstory with Taiga Kinemura.
Yeah. I think my favorite scene is still the one in the second episode where they kick the pole.
That's a good moment.
So there's a scene in the show early on where like they all kind of everyone thinks in the class and they're dating and they're really frustrated by that, including their crushes, and they just start kicking a pole and they just start screaming all their like their problems at it. Like, I'm sick of people seeing me as a delinquent. I'm sick of people like not like being my friend. And they just kick this pole and then they move the pole a little bit. And it's like this big moment like, oh, we can like, get through the day. And I thought it was like the best. It got me so excited for the show. I'm like, oh hell yeah. This is
I remember you being really hyped for that scene.
Yeah, it's an amazing scene of like, oh yeah, these just high schoolers, they're like in love, but they don't know how to talk to their crushes, and everyone in class kind of just doesn't like them because they make assumptions about them. And it's like, they're taking all their frustrations out, but it's like, oh, we can like do something because we moved the pole. And it's like a really sweet scene. And then the show kind of forgot about that arc a bit.
Kinda.
it didn't like forget, but it just kind of didn't put that more in the forefront. And I kind of like, okay. What's your favorite like scene with Ryuji and Taiga?
Oh, you know the scene I enjoyed? I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. The scene in that Christmas episode where Ryuji puts on a Santa Bear costume and shows up at Taiga's house.
Oh, that scene's really sweet.
Yeah, I like sweet moments like that. It's like the whole thing around that is okay. So the context for that is like Taiga had a dream long ago. I don't actually remember if it was a dream or not a dream.
I don't
exactly.
I think we're supposed to know.
Yeah, where she had a dream where like Santa showed up at her house and like gave her gifts and stuff, and I think just hung out. I don't
remember either.
I forget. Like she remembered one saying from Santa that I can't remember exactly.
It's just Taiga kind of doesn't believe in Santa, but kind of does believe in Santa.
And like during that episode, like Taiga like goes back home from that Christmas party to like try to get Minarain to show up, and it doesn't work. So she kind of shows her place, and then Ryuji out of nowhere shows up in a bear costume through the window. He's just knocking at that window, right?
Oh yeah, like the dream.
Yeah, knocked through that window. She lets him in. Not like she. So it plays out that like it's like, oh shit, it's Santa. Oh my god, my dream's finally coming true. And so like they do, they hang out. They like I think Ryuji twirls her around. It's cool. Just hang out. I think do they like. I don't remember exactly what happens, but like at the end they're just like chilling and like, and she's like, hey, thank you, Santa, and then she just pulls off the head there, like. It's just like because she knew it was Ryuji the whole time, but she appreciated having that moment.
Yeah,
I just thought it was sweet.
And we're gonna swing back around to talking about like the arc of the show, but I guess I just wanted to talk about them as characters quick.
Yeah, I know it's like very like further ahead in the show, but
no, it's fine. I just wanted to get like
that's what came to mind.
General feelings about them before. So let's talk about the other characters quick. Alright, maybe the next one won't be so quick. We'll talk about Minarain.
Oh. Minarain.
She's a character.
She's a character.
Her basic setup is she's very anxious about things, so she kind of hides it with being the random anime girl.
She's just there to excite people. She's just the noted airhead, I guess.
I'm not sure about airhead. Because Ami is like very trying to be kooky random girl.
Yeah.
She sings songs, she does the dances, but then she's like, oh no, she's just trying to hide her feelings because she doesn't want to. Her whole thing's like, well, I'm never going to speak to people openly, and I'm going to hide it behind jokes and facades. Like, there's a scene I don't really like.
What's that?
No, it's the alien scene. It's like this whole, like, she gives like a 4-minute speech about how she wants to sing aliens, but the context is she's talking about love.
It's pretty, yeah, it's very obvious.
And she just does that for the whole show. She likes. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. Okay. We can't focus on this. We can't focus on this the whole time.
Okay. You're just gonna go over.
Well, no, I'm just gonna say there's a scene at the very end of the show. I think it's her last scene. Okay. She has a line. Okay. She's like, Taiga and Ryuji, hey, we're together. We're gonna get married. We'll talk about that later. And she just collapses in Ami's arms, and Ami is like, oh, were you sad about Ryuji taking Taiga or Taiga taking Ryuji? And Minarain is in this weird state where she loves both of them, kinda, and she's kind of jealous of both of them, and that's her arc. And it's a lot. It's a
very bittersweet.
It's a very bittersweet arc, because he, like, in the show, we don't know if she loves Taiga as a friend or as a romantic interest. There's, like, honest to God, this is not just us being us. There's, like things in the show that kind of point to both. I know we just had 2 episodes about euphonium. But no, just it's in the show, kind of. And he likes Ryuji, and she kind of covers out the whole show. And her arc is just kind of like, oh, they're going to end up together, and I'm just kind of sad.
Yeah, the end of her arc. I mean, I guess
She doesn't have an end.
I mean, no, like how they end it is like she basically does like a selfless kind of thing. It's like I'm gonna set Ryuji, try to get Ryuji to realize his own feelings, and have him confess to Taiga because that's what, as someone she loves, she wants the best for him, and she thinks that they work better together than she would with him.
Yeah, she's like very much the whole show kind of wanting to be closer to both, but knowing they should be together, and trying to be a person that Ryuji, like, I don't think that was her intention, but she's being a different person than who she is. And that's the person who Ryuji falls in love with.
Yeah. Also during that moment, what episode is that? I can't remember.
The one where she cries to Army?
No. The one the score like Ryuji chases after Taiga at the end.
That's like 23 or 24.
Yeah. I forgot where I was going with this. Shit. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Damn it. I had something I was going to say and I forgot. Oh yeah, okay, now I remember. Yeah, like, during that one scene where, like, she's like, they're both, like, they both run after her. Where she's like, she's like yelling at Taiga's like, "Hey, just so you know, I was in love with Ryuji the whole time, but I'm not gonna try to go after him because, you know, it's there to use each other and stuff." Which honestly, like, I didn't really read that, like, I could have gone either way, of like whether she was like in love with him or not.
I mean, she was in love with Ryuji.
Because obviously, it obviously shows up more like during the second half of the anime.
I mean, we don't know.
Like after the fuck that arc.
We don't know why. We
Also,
don't,
I guess
don't know why she's specifically
like, but like again,
into Ryuji. That's fine. He's nice. He's a generally nice guy. He's an anime protagonist.
He is.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to the next character?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we gotta say.
I mean, so we'll probably talk about her more as we go on.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, okay. We're just talking broad strokes here.
Kitamura.
Kitamura.
Next character.
Oh, come on.
Okay, tell me what you have to say about him.
Oh, I don't have much to say. Oh no, he's just the friend. Even worse so than Minorian.
I think I'll have something to say about him a bit.
I think during that one arc, I'll have, like, I don't know if we want to go into that.
We're not going arc by arc, Mercy. You know that, right?
I'm just saying, like, if we want to talk about it. Actually, I think
talk about it.
I know you probably don't. Oh, you want me to just talk about it?
It's your podcast too. Talk about it.
All right. I don't know. Kinemura, love interest of Taiga. He's just I mentioned it before, but like I didn't describe it. Like their whole backstory is, Taiga, like I guess when they first came to school, Taiga confessed to Kinemura confessed to Taiga, and she rejected because like I forget exactly why, but she said no.
She's just,
and just like Kinemura was like, oh well, shit.
She's Taiga.
Yeah, and then Taiga later realized that, oh, like, she started thinking about it more. It's like, oh, yeah, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
It started thinking more about the smile he gave when it was like the thing.
Yeah, definitely. He just basically serves as, like, friend / comic relief, but not really.
I have more to say about him when we talk about like the general arc of like the big theme arc of the show, but him as a character, I don't really have that much to say. If you want to say like you want to talk about the school council arc, is that what you're trying to go to?
I think, but we could probably mention that later.
Okay, you don't want to mention like the top 10 badass anime battle moments.
What'd you say there?
The top 10 anime battle moment, A and B. This is war. 30 seconds to Mars. Wait, is that a 30 seconds to Mars song?
I don't know.
Damn.
This
is war.
This is war.
Ami.
Ami.
Ami. I'll go first.
Okay.
Ami's a character.
Shit.
Like all characters.
Yes.
She is a character.
Yeah.
And truly, a land of contrast. I don't think I'm using that term right. Ami's a character who's introduced as a model. She's a model. She's very pretty. She's very bubbly. Then her thing is like, oh no, she's actually manipulative and kind of shitty to people. And then she kind of has an arc throughout the show that isn't focused on that much, where she becomes more grown up and nice. She likes Ryuji.
For some reason?
It's her whole speech. It's like, it's a very important speech, but I don't get her context in it. She's the third wheel. I hate to say it like that, but she kind of is. There's that whole, like, Ryuji never expresses interest in her either. It's sad.
Never. No.
I mean, besides,
as much as she like tries to prod him throughout the whole.
I mean, we get looks like, oh no, Ami is also the fan service character. Ami is in a bikini. Ryuji
the hot one.
Blushes. Like, we get like that, like, but we don't get like moments where we ever feel like he deeply cares about her. And Ami just comes every once in a while. Ami is a character who comes once in a while and gives a speech about the plot and the themes of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And she kind of has an arc, and that's kind of her character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her character starts out with a lot of promise.
Her first arc is so good. I really didn't like this episode, but the ending to that arc was really good. She has an arc where she moves schools because a stalker's following her. And, it's kind of but the end of the arc is she fucking grabs the stalker, beats his sit up, breaks his camera, and then the stalker does a moment of like, oh, you're not cute at all. And then she flips her hair. It's like, no matter how I act, I'm cute. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then she just completely goes back to being manipulative and bubbly to other people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Like, she was having this whole thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put less of a front and be more genuine, but...
And she kind of does as the show goes on, but also while still wanting to be the center of attention and the hero of the story. Which I get that, like, she's vain. But she's in the OP, she's in the ending, she's a main character, she is pretty much a glorified side character. And I feel bad for saying that.
Yeah, a lot of her important moments is her, like, engaging with everyone else and helping moving things along. Like, revealing true feelings or whatever.
Like, she is the one who kind of says something, and then some character's like, oh, I do like Ryuji. Or...
It's like, stop lying to yourself.
Or, like, she's talking to Ryuji, like, oh, Taiga does maybe need to learn how to be independent. And she's kind of, like, seen, and she's a really interesting character, but she doesn't get that much. Like, she's interesting because she is the one that is, like, the most emotionally mature. Like, there's also that scene when, like, her final line when, like, Minorin is crying in her arms. It's like pretty much like, no, it's fine. We still have 5-10 years. Like, this is just high school.
I like how you touched on her in, like, the beginning. It's like a great on paper.
Like, she is legitimately great on paper. And I think there's, like, really interesting things to do with her. And I think the show, like, fails to, like, capitalize on a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, she becomes a crutch to the other characters, and I wish she became more of her own.
Also, she's just mean.
She is mean a lot. And I think that's fine, but we don't get that arc. We don't really see that arc that much. Like, the arc kind of happens off screen a lot. And it sucks.
Yeah. I feel like that's maybe the most disappointing part of the show to me.
Like, it's really useful to have a character to say the mean thing to maybe get the characters to think. But it's kind of selfish a lot. I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
And it just kind of made her unpleasant to be around because we didn't get the moment of her learning to maybe be more delicate with people. Like, she just goes up and rips the Band-Aid constantly. Which, like, I always really do love, like, the sit disturber in a cast. But I don't know. It's just we gotta realize, like, why do you shit disturb?
Yeah. I still don't understand what she sees in Ryuji.
We know what Taiga sees in Ryuji. Okay, so I think now is the time. I think we got through, like, all the main characters. I think we need to, like, talk about, like, the main theme of the show. Like, the main, like, crux of the show. Whatever that is.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, like, the theme of the show is, like, Taiga falls in love with Katamura because Katamura is her son, and that's the only speech. And it's like, and Ryuji falls in love with Minoran because they're the son, and Ryuji and Taiga see themselves with, like, very fundamental flaws, and they want to be with a person who they deem to be great. And over the show, we learn, like, Katamura is kind of a mess, Minoran is a mess, and they don't fall out of love with these characters, but they find love with each other, and that's the show.
I think Ami has a scene where she specifically points this out.
She has the scene. Ami being over there, like, oh yeah, Taiga is below you. Minoran is above you. He's your son, and I'm here walking side by side with you. And there is that actually great moment at the end where she kind of iterates that speech, but then she's like, and Ryuji's like, I thought you were walking side by side, and she's like, no, I'm actually like 5 steps ahead of you now.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, Ami, I wish I liked you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe some arcs like we want to talk about.
Yeah. What are some arcs?
Let's talk about the school festival arc.
Let's.
This is my favorite arc of the show. Let's just give a little setup. It's Taiga's dad enters back in her life. And
fucking shitty dad.
I messaged you fucking so mad because the 4 episodes before this sucked. Like, we don't have to talk about them, but I just didn't like the pool episode. I didn't like the beach house episode.
I don't hate them, but they're my least favorite.
I was just really grumpy because I'm like, about the show. And then the episode ended, the first arc of this, with Taiga going back to her dad, and Ryuji's like, this is the right thing. And I was like so mad, and I said to you, okay, this arc can go one way and I'll be very happy, or it's going to go another and I'm just going to be fucking mad the whole episode.
Yes. There's two things to this arc, but okay, I'll continue.
Well, I mean, the arc would have been, no, family is important, and her dad deserves a second chance. And the way they went, which is my personal bias a little bit speaking, is fuck dads. Always there for fuck dads arcs. Remember, kids. If you have a dad, don't trust them.
God. I don't know. I like that part of the arc where like Ryuji like talks to Minoran about it. It's like, hey, I'm trying to get her reconnected to her dad, and it's all going well. And Mira's like, what the fuck are you doing? What the? It's like, what do you like? What like? Why would you do such a thing? He's like, I'm doing the right thing. Why are you getting mad at me? And just like they get like this has like big fight over it.
And she's also really mad at Taiga because Taiga fucking is falling for that shit again of like what abusive assholes do sometimes. Where it's like, well, I changed, I'm back. And Minoran just kind of distanced herself from both of them because he doesn't want to be there to support that again, and she knows where the arc ends.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a really like that's one of the bits where the show like shines strongest for me. I'm like, oh, this is a story I don't see that often in anime. It's told really well. But like the art code, it's like the culture festival. Like there's a wrestling show that's cute. Then there's a beauty pageant which Tyler got like dragged into, and she sets up this whole elaborate thing where her dad's going to get on stage, and she's going to be put in a suitcase, and the dad's going to lift it up. And so when the dad doesn't show up, it's just really embarrassing.
Yeah, he basically like dips to like a text to Ryuji.
Yeah, he doesn't even text Tyler, he texts Ryuji. and Ryuji's like, oh shit, dad suck. And then Taya goes on.
Yeah, Ryuji's fucking pissed at that moment.
Yeah, and then Taya starts giving a very fucking impassioned speech. Like Ryuji tries to like run up there to like support her, but then Taiga gives a speech like, I put my fucking dad in the ground, he's dead. And everyone like awards her the beauty pageant.
No, I want to say like Ryuji starts to clap, and then Minorin like off to the side joins in, and then everyone just starts clapping, and yeah, everyone's like cheering for this fuck dad moment.
Fuck dad. I have a dad too, and he sucks. Oh, I was like, there was someone in the crowd. I have a dad too. They're okay, but I'm gonna clap for you. And then the end of the arc is amazing because they set up like a relay race to like crown the beauty pageant winner.
It's like I forget like it's basically prom king, prom queen, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I forget what exactly
they call the VG Lucky Man.
Oh,
Mr.
Yeah.
Lucky Man. If they win the race, you're Mr. Lucky Man.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Like at the end of the race, Minorin just starts running, and they kind of both said, "Oh no, we're gonna cross the finish line at the same time and support our friend together." And that's like it's my favorite arc of the show. I really liked it a lot.
It's a really nice moment.
No, I'm not gonna talk about the ending.
Okay.
You were leading me into that.
I was waiting.
I like the arc besides that.
Are you not going to say it?
No, I do. Oh no. Oh fuck, they're back.
Oh no.
Can we come right there back?
Okay. I'm just gonna introduce this by quoting Minorin herself from the
dub, the sub,
anime
or
dub.
myself? Okay.
The dub. Quote Minorin episode
13.
13. End of episode 13. Ryuji, I think I might be lesbian.
Okay, so quick history about that anime experience. We watched, our first book club was Kids on the Slope, which is a pretty great show, I think, altogether. Like, I think back on the show, like more fondly than I did talking about it. Also, the two boys should have kissed, just, pulling it out there. Then we watched Gunbuster, which Mercy's like pretty strong on the two girls should have kissed. Young Freud's gay.
Still him.
Like, Young Freud's
Young Freud.
gay as shit. The two main girls will bi, and then we watched Euphonium.
The most enduring.
I just wanted to watch a fucking show about het people. Because we know the anime won't be gay. Like, we'll watch a fucking gay anime sometime, but we've been tiptoeing around these shows that are pretty fucking gay, but they're not gay on paper. And it's just, it's tiring and frustrating because we have the same talk every single episode. And I just was like, no, not this time. What's the show that...
Toradora, a very well beloved head show. It's the most safe heads to ever have.
The most heady ass show ever I saw. And then it just drops down. I'm like, oh, excuse me.
It just makes you rethink the whole thing.
I'm so tired. Anyway, Minorin, by Icon. She has the haircut.
She does have the haircut.
She does have the bi haircut. All the other people, it was like Marceline had the haircut, Cora has the haircut. By Icon. That's all. We're not talking about her. Kumiko and Reina ghosts go away. Those are the ghosts that appear every time a non-canonical queer character shows up who is gay.
Back in Shadows, Ghost. Come on. You can chill now.
Get out. We'll talk about Listen to Blooper next month.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, good. That was fucking done. We're not talking about that anymore.
Finally.
Maybe her and Ami date at the end. I don't know. We're done.
They could have.
They don't get endings.
They should look. Ryuji and Taiga have each other. Why can't Ami and Minari?
Give me your favorite arc, Mercy.
I have.
Or your favorite episode. Like, one of your favorite moments of the show.
Honestly, probably. I think actually my favorite arc might be the ending, but we'll talk about it later.
How about we talk about it now? I don't know what else we're talking about.
I don't know. I want to talk about the Kinemura arc, not just as a thing, not as my favorite arc, but an arc that I think is worth talking about. So Kinemura's whole thing, like throughout the shows that he's he's
Vice President.
Vice President, yeah. And he's part of this school council, and he does duties to that. Takes orders from this one girl. I forget her name.
See, they say her name once. It's like Sumare. Just call her Prez. Like, most people just call her Prez.
Yeah, Prez. First, I remember when I first saw her, I thought she was Ami.
Me too.
Because they have the same color hair.
Me too.
I was like, huh, this is not what I expected.
Is that Ami? Is that the little girl in OP?
Yeah. So she gets introduced. Like, she's just class president. She's doing. She's being loud, tough class president.
She's cool.
And then and there's this one scene randomly where it's like, I think Kimura's talking about Taiga or something. Or Taiga or Kimura, or no, Taiga and Ryuji or something like that. Just think about talking about that with like class president, and then class president's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you about something," and then the scene just ends. And then I think the next episode you find out, Kinemura is bailing from student council and not running for class president.
Even though he was the one who like he was going to win.
Yeah, he had basically everyone's support behind him, and just dips for reasons we find out later. Like, he dips. He gets he bleaches his hair yellow.
I mean, blonde. I do.
He gets into a blonde, whatever. He gets into a fight, basically trying to have this delinquent persona. It's like, I don't know what he was going for.
I mean, he the whole thing, it was like he didn't want to be student council president, so he became a delinquent.
Yeah. But he's like, oh no, don't worry, guys, I'm fine.
He was not fine.
He was not fine. There's like the scene where and I think I can't remember episode name or episode specific.
I mean, it doesn't matter what episode.
There's the one scene where class president was talking about them, or I think Ryuji was talking to her. It's like, hey, what happened? Why did Kimura quit? It's like, oh, if he quit over that, then he was more idiot than I thought it was. And Ryuji's like, what? Mean? Wow, rude.
And the audience the whole time knows he loved her.
Yeah. Basically, it's figured out where Ryuji talks to him somewhere. It's like, I basically after I got rejected with Taiga, he was like, I found solace in student council.
Okay, I hate to make this scene longer, but the scene is really amazing. Where he gets rejected, and then on the roof is the student council president.
Oh yeah,
and then if you want to make a man of yourself, join the student council president. Which is dumb, but this is the student council president's honor bullshit all the time.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you want to cut this in.
Oh wait, one second. It does cut back. It does cut back to how, and then you just see a ladder. Okay, sorry, you go.
Okay, I don't know if you want to leave this in or not, but Kimura's a bottom.
All men are in this show are bottoms.
Yeah, they are.
Every single one of them. There were zero men tops in the show. Okay, go on.
Okay, that's okay. We can leave that in.
Don't worry, I will.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, he basically, he finds courage through her and like helping us through a council, and he ends up falling in love with her. Then she ends up. It's like, oh, I've got to go study abroad in the U.S. to become an astronaut, like, which that's okay. And he's really broken up about it. He's like, I was like, I can't handle this. Fuck this. I'm out. I can't. Nope. And like everyone's like freaking out, and so and he keeps refusing and everything, and Ryuji and Taiga come up with this method to get him back to school and become class president by by having Taiga run.
And it's really funny because Taiga just starts just leans into being a villain. It's like, I will put you all in the morgue.
It's real good. It's like she comes. It's like a wrestling gimmick or something.
Yeah, they're just like taking what they learned from the wrestling thing.
It's nice. And then Kimura's like, well, I can't do anything. Sorry. And she's like, they're like all worried and stuff. And then like the last moment.
I mean, it's like a bluff, and he calls it.
Yeah. And like the last moment, it's like, okay, we got fucking a couple more minutes to turn this form. And I'm trying to remember how the scene plays out.
It's like, well, Kitamura acts like he's gonna run again, but he doesn't. He kind of just does like a fake out. And then Taiga kind of gets just upset about the whole thing. Like, she talks to Sumire about like his feelings, and then she later on is just like, I'm gonna fuck her up.
Oh yeah, and then then she's like, kind of head. I was like, hey, come at me.
I know.
And
I'm sorry again, Mercy. You're going into detail about this plot, but you're missing like the most important detail.
Okay.
She pulls out a sword from thin air.
Okay.
And then she rushes at her with a sword. And then she's like, oh, this will be a good workout. And then she grabs a sword, like the student council president, and they have a kendo sword fight.
Yeah, they have like a full out like fight in just a classroom. People are just there and knocking over shit. It's like this like real. I don't know. I think I really like. I think I said when I was saying that, I was like, that was my favorite episode that I've watched so far. Like I don't know. I really appreciate Okay, I should probably continue on, but
I mean, no, here, talk about it.
No, I'll keep describing like the plot of this arc.
I think you described enough.
No, because and then like the Kimura confesses, and she's like, "Well, shit," or no, I forget what happens exactly. No, because like I think during that fight, she's like broken up about it because she had feelings for him too, and like it's like well, like she's trying to bury like those feelings down and like trying to leave Kimura as close as possible, so he doesn't leave. Like, she doesn't leave him wanting to like follow her and stuff. But then they confess anyway, and she ends up leaving. Says broad. She gets this postcard from Kimura when she's in the U.S. Hunter?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I thought you were like trying to talk and I couldn't hear you.
No, I just don't remember what the postcard was either.
Yeah, that happened, and like he eventually like gets over it, kinda.
I mean, it's with the whole thing with the show where he leans into becoming the god of like lost love because he confessed in front of the whole school and was openly.
Oh
rejected.
yeah, how did I forget that? How did I forget that? like at his when he's accepting the class president role, he just fucking confesses, and then she like calls him an idiot, and then she like runs away.
I mean,
and, yeah.
Well, actually, no. Like, she makes like a joke.
Yeah, I guess not
to make it less embarrassing for him. Like, she does a very amazing job of like rejecting him while also like making a joke to make it so like, he isn't an embarrassment of the school.
Yeah,
like, I forgot what the thing was, like, oh, you're so bold, and, like, she does a very good job of making that not an embarrassing moment for him, but it's still, like, it's, like, a devastating moment for him. And that's the moment when Taiga kind of, like, okay, well, fuck this.
Yeah, she's just after her, and...
If you ever want to see a really well animated fight between two high school girls, this is probably the best one.
It's pretty good. I was gonna say earlier, but was waiting. But like, I don't know. I appreciated the episode a lot. It's like a good release of tension, like a good release of conflict. Like this arc that like came out of kind of came out of nowhere, only introducing this arc. But like they kind of sell well, and emotions running high. Everyone's trying to get their word in, and yeah, if you want to see a good fight,
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
It's the final arc. I think the final arc. It's really amazing how like quickly from like when they were confessing their feelings to like, well, we're married.
Yeah.
Like there's like a finally moment when it's like, oh yeah, I like you, you like me. They have a confession scene that's very sweet, but they're both kind of fighting with their parents, so they're like, oh fuck this, we're gonna move and elope.
Yeah. There's a moment where no, because that sets up a different thing. If you want to talk about the mom,
I'll talk about the mom quick. And like the mom, when she thinks they ran away, she just runs away too. And like
I think you should set up the mom here.
I mean, yeah, Yasuko is the mom. We learned she had Ryuji when she was 16. The dad ran away as soon as he found out like she was pregnant, and she ran away from her home when she was 16 and raised Ryuji on her own, working at hostess clubs and kind of like not finishing high school but working with jobs she can get and taking care of him.
Can I just say actually about that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it didn't like lead into like something of like painting like her working at hostess club as like some sort of like degenerate kind of. I mean, work.
No, it's not degenerate work. I mean,
yeah, but I was like so worried. It's like, oh, are they like? I hope they don't like try to paint her as like this irresponsible mother that just
quite the opposite.
Does hostess work, and yeah, quite the opposite.
I mean, sometimes they paint
I
her.
appreciate that.
Like, I think there's a reading of her as irresponsible if someone doesn't pay attention to the show, because like Ryuji kind of does like a lot of the housework and stuff. But I mean, a lot of that is because like Yasuko moved out when she was 16. She kind of doesn't know how to take care of herself, like in like basic household stuff a lot. Like she can, but she doesn't, And Ryuji kind of felt the need to step up because his mom does so much.
Yeah. Also, another thing I remember remembering with like that shitty dad arc, whereas Ryuji was like more like very pushy and trying to get him or get Tiger reconnected with her dad because Ryuji never had that father figure, and she.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, hey, look, your dad's here. I know you have a bad history, but like he seems honest and wants to come back and stuff, and which is like misguided and everything. But like it's coming from an understandable place."
Yeah, Ryuji has a picture of his dad in his drawer when he looks at it sometimes. Like he does just want his dad, and that picture of his dad is awful. Like the picture of his dad is played off as a joke at first, but it's just kind of this thing I thought back on. It's him groping his mom's breast, and then we learn that she was 16 in the picture, and he's like 30. And it's like played as a joke now, like, oh, look at this odd couple. And like, because like Yasuko, like the mom, at first like speaks of his dad like very highly, of like how great he was, but then we kind of learn the history, and it's like, oh no, she's covering. Like she doesn't want to say, yeah, your dad's fucking deadbeat. Who ran away from me.
Fuck that.
And that's probably...
They both get a fuck that arc.
And we don't know how much of that is her, like, covering for him and how much of that is her, like, coping. But anyway, she ran away from home because her parents kind of wanted her to have an abortion. I think she got scared. We don't really learn the whole thing with that, but then she runs away when she thinks Ryuji ran away. to Kinko and left a note saying, "Here, take your grandfather's watch that I stole for money, but I did keep it," and give it to him and explain the whole thing. And so he sets up this like scheme where they kind of get the parents to reconcile, and it's very sweet and good.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to like before they ran off, where like he just he has a fight with his mom, and like he basically insults her, and
I mean, we can't spend 15 minutes like saying every year.
yeah, I know, but I don't know. I was like, fuck, God, I don't know. That felt weird to me, but like it got redeemed later.
I mean, I think it worked well within the show because we usually did regret what he said to his mom, but also
Yeah,
I think that really worked well with being these characters and kind of, yeah, they are young, and Luigi has been very responsible, and he kind of broke for a second.
yeah. It's just it was upsetting at the moment.
Yeah, no, it is an upsetting singer. I think they do like a good job handling that.
Yeah, you can go on there.
I think I'm done. I think when Taiga and Ryuji end up together, everyone kind of supports them. There's a whole thing where Taiga moves back in with her mom, so like her and Ryuji don't see each other for a year. But like Taiga wants to do it because he wants to grow up and become independent, like by herself. And they meet up at the end of the show and they kiss, and that's the end.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's my favorite arc, I think. Yeah, favorite arc.
Yeah, it's a good arc. Final thoughts about Toradora.
Fountain.
No, there's more. We're going to talk more, but I want you like we're going to.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. Yeah, it's weird. I gotta say, because like I think about that show and like the the first thing that comes I think of is like kind of like the problems that I have with it, and like the things that I wish were there, and like I don't know, people like I don't like we touched before, but like people propped this up as like a best romance ever, and I'm trying to like find and see where everyone's coming up from with that, and like getting disappointed with that stuff, but then like thinking over like the show in general, just talking about things you like, and it turns out it happens to be quite a number of things. It's like, oh yeah, like I like the show like a lot. It's pretty good. I like enjoy watching it, even with like the faults I do have.
Yeah, I think I feel like generally the same way. The next thing we're going to talk about is like reception to the show and like fan stuff. But I think like me by myself is I think the show is pretty well done. I think the characters are like really fleshed out well, more than most shows. Luigi and Tiger are cute. I feel like maybe the show could have been like 15 episodes. But you know, anime hijinks have to happen. You're watching the anime happens.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like if I watched the show as one of my first anime, I would have loved it.
Yeah. I think we can start weighing that, and I think to like the reception the show's gotten over the years.
I mean, I don't know how much like history I have, but I don't think I really wanted to try to do some research. I'm gonna say like the inspiration was like what the Shrieking Sack does with Harry Potter, which hey, that podcast is amazing, like my favorite podcast. But the thing is, Toradora isn't Harry Potter.
No,
and so there isn't like, as much I can find, and I feel really shitty. I was talking to Marcy about this. Some game like me and Marcy kind of hang out mostly in game circles, I would say.
Yeah.
And there's like this discourse that comes around the clock a lot of like, where's all the good games writing? And it's like there's a lot out there. Like Critical Distance, The Orbital just released a new issue today. Like there's a lot of great games writing that's kind of easy to find. And I'm gonna say this, saying all that, where's all the good anime writing? Like this is like
look,
yeah.
I don't know. I've thoughts about this, and basically, yeah, anime discourse and like, criticism is just not there in a way that like it is in other mediums.
Well, I'm not comfortable saying that. Like, I'm not saying.
I mean, in a more present way.
I'm
maybe.
not comfortable saying that because I think hopefully someone's gonna comment in this thing. Just please comment, like, and subscribe. And they're just gonna say, "Here is the orbital anime," which I don't think is a thing. I don't think
that's a thing.
Like, Anime News Network has articles. There's some WordPresses. There's Sakura Blog, but Sakura Blog is like a very good site about industry news with some opinions sprinkled in there. And
yeah.
And YouTube criticisms, which me and Mercy tried to look into. There's Watchmoto. Blessed. Why do you need anime criticism from anywhere else when you can just watch a top 10 Watchmoto list?
Exactly. God. Okay, yeah, I'm saying this now. Anime YouTube is fucking worst.
Not the next show we watch, but oh fuck.
What?
Ava. We'll find a good anime criticism on YouTube.
Anime YouTube is such there's like such nothing there.
It's so much and not a lot. Like
it's like so much yet so little. There's like the most you're gonna get is like a fucking I don't know. I don't know if you're fucking watching a Mother's Basement video.
I'm not talking about Mother's Basement. See, Mother's Basement is like the big one.
Like fucking Super Eye Patch Wolf whenever he decides to talk about anime.
Yeah, those are like the big ones, and I'm like, okay. And like, okay, here's my thing. This show is beloved. This show is, like I said, one of the greatest romance anime of all time. Read a fucking book. I figured out. The show, like, is better. See, here's my thing. I say read a book, but also I kind of agree with that.
You had this talk before in each other, but like when you're like thinking about like how like fleshed out this like the romance in this anime is compared to like most of the animes, like your argument is like, yeah, actually, it kind of does rank out like really at the top there because like there's interesting personalities and the character and stuff.
There's an interesting premise. They're fleshed out. There's other stuff besides the romance, but the romance
characters aren't something. They're
is focused on the character and his romance and the romance between Taiga and Riji. And I think I don't know. Like, I guess my thing is this the best anime has?
I don't feel. Oh no, I'm gonna say no to that.
I think it
but
is.
I mean, I need to watch more anime.
That's the point of the podcast, but we're watching. This is the best, and like when I'm gonna watch fucking Lovely Complex, when I'm gonna watch Love Hina, is this the best romance anime of all time?
I mean,
we'll find out.
I mean, you know my answer.
It's Chuni. Is it Chuni?
No, it's Yuri on Ice. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen every anime, but like out of the ones I've seen, that's like by far the best romance.
Well, here's what I was talking about. I was going to get into this. Okay, we're going very scattered. I said earlier, read a book. What I mean is this show has very basic theming. It does a very great job with characters. Like, each stuff I've seen before in a lot of other mediums, and a lot of anime fans are coming to it for the first time, and like, wow.
It's a story told pretty well.
But we'll talk about this with Ava.
It's a story told pretty well with interesting characters, and that gives a leg up than other.
Yeah, so I want to praise the show, but also I'm like, yeah, cool. Theming. Themes are good.
You tried.
But you
you did.
When I say romance, I mean romance. Like, the center of Yuri on Ice is Yuri, like, coming back to terms with being able to be a skater again and getting over, like, the beginning of the show. Like, Yuri on Ice to me is a story about Yuri and not a story about Yuri and Victor.
I disagree.
I mean, that's fair, but
I just flat disagree there.
We love Kumiko and Reina.
We do.
But My Sound Euphonium isn't a romance show.
No. I'm not saying Yuri on Ice is a romance show either. I'm not saying that's the focus. I'm saying it's the best romance out of all anime.
Okay, well, you can say that, but you also realize what I mean.
I don't. No, maybe I don't.
Well, I mean, you just said it.
I mean, I kind of like specifically a show specifically tailored for a romance. Like that's like the focus of the show.
There's tons of action shows and like slice of life shows where characters do kind of end up together, but that's not the focus of the show.
Yeah. I mean, also, I don't know if that, like, I feel like in the end, I don't know if that actually matters that much, if at all.
I
Like,
think
that
it
distinction.
does to me. Like, Naruto... Hinata and Naruto end up together. There's a movie focus on that. That's a romance movie. But, like, you can't call Naruto and Hinata the greatest love story of all time. Because Naruto is a story about Naruto becoming a good Hokage.
I don't know. I just don't think great romance should be tied to animes that are focused on it. It could just exist in a good anime.
I think... I get where you're coming from. But then that's not a love story. Like, this is the... Like, Toradora is the best love story in it.
I can't jive with that either.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just talk technical then. Romance in the genre list.
Okay, if we're talking purely on romance as a genre,
this is the best. I'm with you, Marcy, too.
I mean, also, I don't know. Actually, I already mentioned My Love Story. And
we haven't watched My Love Story. They do start dating.
We're frauds.
Okay, we're not frauds. My Love Story isn't like a show that has a bunch of weight. I'm sure that show is cute as shit. What?
Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes cute shit is all I need.
But I'm not saying that show is like ranked as like, you're not an anime fan unless you watch Toradora or Haruhi. I don't know. But I guess I'm interested in more romance anime. Like, there's tons of good manga. Like, we'll want shoujo manga. I'll read shoujo manga all day. Anime, it is kind of slim, I feel like.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you that.
Fruits
I'm just saying I'm not gonna call. I'm just saying I'm not gonna call Toradora the best love story anime. That's a different thing. That's a different argument than best romance anime.
But is it a harm? I have some math. So we did kind of get scattered there, but I was trying to find. I love the Shrieking Stack. It's my favorite podcast. I would love to do like better research about anime fandom and all that because I'm interested in fandoms and communities and all that. Anime is just really big, but also very shallow. Because it's like, well, because there's the big shows and then there's the small ones, you know. And I feel like I was hoping to find more Toradora. But one of the most interesting things I found is discourse within the community that's still going on to this day. If Toradora is a harem. And I guess we'll just say, like, there is Ryuji, and there's Taiga, who ends up falling in love with him, Minorin, who loves him the whole time, and then Ami, who falls in love with him. The counter argument is the show from the very start, like, it opens on them monologuing about love. If you know one bit, if you can like read or understand film language at all, even a bit, like if you know what stories are, you know who end up together at the end. Like that's like the counter argument.
If you haven't somehow seen the GIF of the kiss on YouTube or on Twitter,
okay, what sidebar? There's the very end of the show they kiss. I've seen that kissing GIF way more than like years before I've seen the show. People are way into that kiss. It's gross.
I think it's good.
It's a good kiss, but people are gross about it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking, like, say these kiss, like, put it on a podium and say it's, like, the greatest achievement of mankind. I'm like, yeah, they animated the kiss well. Fucking A.
It's a nice scene.
The what?
It's a nice scene.
It's a nice scene, but I feel like fucking people share that GIF way too much.
This is the best romance anime argument all over again.
I got some math here. This is from animeforums.com. Marcy, just before you make your decision.
Okay.
Okay, I'm actually going to do this one Reddit first. Like, people are arguing, but these people, math. I found 2 examples from math that I really love.
Well, math, this is now, math fans, now's your time.
The ratio for a show to become a Harlem show is exceeded exactly at 3-1, so no, it's not. That's a thing, someone replies. It's a well-known rule of thumb to find out. I just want you to know this comment was posted a week ago now on Reddit. And I got one from years ago on anime forums. Love polygons aren't harem. It's too late at night, so I'm not going to go in depth. I wish they went in depth. Harem equal 2 or more girls after 1 male lead. Parentheses, that's it. It's a one-man show with numerous girls. Love polygon. Male 1 x female 2, female 2 x male 2, male 2 x female 2. So now that you have the math, Mercy, is Toradora harem?
Remember that scene in Soundphonium where Kimiko draws a triangle?
God, this seems great. Okay, so Taiga likes Kitamura, but then Kitamura likes Taiga, but then Kitamura falls in love with Sumire, but then Taiga falls in love with Ryuji. Ryuji loves Minoran. Minoran loves Ryuji. Question mark Taiga. And Ami likes Ryuji. Is the show a harem? I'm not taking yes or no.
Wait, you're not taking yes or no?
No, I am only taking yes or no right now. Yeah.
Okay, well, if
yes or no, no, yes or no.
If I'm gonna put my foot down here, I'm gonna put both my feet down.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna say it is not a harem. No.
I'm going to say it is a harem.
Present your argument.
Do you girls love the main lead? Okay, so what's your disargument?
My argument is what is a harem? Let's
more
talk
than
about
2
that.
girls loving a man.
Yeah, but like a harem show, like I mean, just like a harem is a dynamic.
If you take Ami out of the show, it would not be a harem. Okay, yeah, you're right though. The harem genre is Nisoki, where the girls fight over the guy, and the guy is like, I don't know what to do about it. I think Toradora is a very low-key harem.
I don't know if I feel comfy with that.
That's fine. I just want to say it because
I don't know if framing it as a harem is.
I mean, I think the main argument is, well, like Taiga and Ryuji end up together. Like that's the show. Is about how they end up together.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen a couple harems. Like, okay, I read all of Nisoki, and I've seen a couple episodes of some other ones.
I watched Lafina.
You know who ends up with who. Come on.
I forget what the end of Lafina is.
But you know, if you can just fucking see, it's the thing of yeah, I've read a book, I know stories, I know who ends up with who. Of course, the guy ends up with Chitoko and Nisoki. Duh. I guess, I don't know, I kind of want to be contrarian here. I guess a bit of me just want to be contrarian.
I get that feeling, but
yeah.
I just doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know if I have a good argument against it, except other than I don't know if points of attraction purely is like a way to frame a harem like that.
I think that's
fine. Maybe I don't know, because I feel like I don't know. I think maybe in other shows where like where that same dynamic exists, but it's much less fleshed out, then maybe I'd be more comfortable with that. But they each have their own feelings and desires that are expressed out, except for maybe Ami.
I'll be honest here.
Okay.
I'm kind of being a sneaker here.
Okay.
I kind of just want to say it's a harem because it kind of is, but it kind of.
I mean, kind of is. I mean, I don't know if kind of is makes it mean that is.
I kind of just want to say it because Mercy, this is a debate that's been going on for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna put it to rest here ourselves.
No, and I kind of
the war will rage on without us.
I'm doing a bad job, saying the culture as a whole. But that's the whole argument. The whole argument is there's 3 girls, and the other one is well, you know who ends up with who from the start of the show. And that same debate has been going on for 10 years.
Anime fans are sure a bunch.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, as we do the podcast more, I want to try to do a better job of, getting a pulse of anime fans.
That's a scary job.
The culture and genre as a whole, which is probably a bad idea, I'll be honest. Try to find good writing. Try to find good criticism. Because I feel like anime, I love anime, it's great. And I don't know. I'll find it. It has to be good criticism. What do you want from this podcast, like, in terms of that?
I mean, yeah, that's a very interesting way to go about, yeah, like, very interesting thing to look at. Yeah, it's just, maybe we need to best tailor our, like, book club picks to, like, animes that have, like, a certain fan base behind them. Like, Toradora is, like, a good pick for that, but, like, it's just, of course, it's just not there.
No, there is a Reddit, and someone is making a meme a day. He is on 129. I went to the Toradora Reddit just now. The fandom is there, it's just stagnant because the show hasn't had any new content in 10 years, besides, like, manga releases.
Yeah, I don't know, like,
mm-hmm.
We keep saying in this podcast, like, heralded as the best romance anime ever. Me and Hunter, like, went out and, like, tried to look for the explanations as to why. And the only reasonable things we could find were people describing the romance as a good one, and therefore calling it the best one.
I mean, no, we found, like, people, there was that one good one, I forgot what the fuck it was. But no, we kind of covered it. It's like, oh yeah, the characters are way, like, fleshed out more than other ones. The series kind of touches topics other shows don't.
Yeah, and I think I'm just saying, in the future, you should better prepare for that in terms of, like, finding where the discourse lies. Where's the hot discourse of anime?
I tried.
And where can we strike?
See, yeah, I guess maybe we should watch more recent shows. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, because, yeah, it's hard. Okay, I think actually the discourse for 2000s anime, not really there.
Already discourse lives on to this day.
That's like the one.
I mean, Lucky Star. I know we'll find it. That's the show. The show is a journey.
If there isn't a discourse out there, we'll make our own.
And I don't want to I don't want to say discourse. Like, discourse is weird. Like, I just want to see the fandom and what people, like, dig into these shows about. And Toradora did not deliver as much as I wanted to.
I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there that can describe it well. It's just we haven't found it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what we're watching next.
Let's.
Our original plan for the show was we watch a random anime, and then we watch a book club show of our choosing. We're kind of trying to figure out, like, readjust some things, thinking about some stuff. So we may bring the randoms back, we may not, but we really want to watch our next episode. It's going to be Liz and the Bluebird.
Yeah, we're just going to have Liz as to replace the usual months, like, random, because we need to, like, actually, like, plan it and, like, make it a thing, because we want to talk about it. We need, like, want to watch it again, talk about it.
Yeah, Mercy wants us to watch it.
Yeah. I haven't yet. That's be honest, that's mostly on me. There's not really an excuse to that, but, like, I think having us make it into, like, a thing. They're like, hey, we're actually hey, here's the day we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna talk about it.
Curious about that episode.
I'm curious too.
UFO. It's coming back in our life very soon.
The Blu-ray is gonna come out.
So our next book club is going to be, we're going to watch both seasons of Silver Spoon. They're nice, short, 11-episode seasons. Okay, before we get to Ava, we just want to relax by the countryside. Pet a cow. Or whatever they do in the country.
Whatever they do? They farm?
They farm for, like, mobs?
I don't know.
Where can they find you on Twitter?
You could. Okay, is it okay? Okay, fine. Just Layton. You can find me on Twitter at CinemaRC. I tweet there. Stream sometimes. Twitch.tv/CinemaRC. I still haven't done that.
You can find me at Wait, no, I changed my at
Oh, yeah.
Harps Nightly on Twitter. I tweet. Follow me on Twitter, please.
I do a second podcast called How I'd Be That Gay. It's a podcast to do with good gal Haley Vanilla.
Okay, I was about to say you should remember her name.
Yeah. And then also follow our podcast Twitter at Dynamic Smears. We promise to shitpost more there. We promise.
Morrissey promises to shitpost. I will keep up my shitposting.
Okay, we're gonna put equal effort in shitposting here.
This is Mercy. This is an equal share household. Please, Mercy, shitpost more.
I'll